Hello, the Cowhead is here once again with one last book to read from this book. It's called The Big Rat. It's about a little rabbit and a big old bear, if you know what I mean. So here's how it all happened with them. The rabbit felt mighty important that day. On top of the hill in the sun where he lay. He felt so important up there on the hill that he started bragging as animals will. And he boasted out loud as he flew out his chest. Of all those beasts in the world, I'm the best. On land and on sea, even up in the sky, no animal lives who is better than I. What's that? Growled a voice that was terribly gruff. Why do you say such ridiculous stuff? The rabbit looked down and he saw a big bear. I'm best of the beasts, said the bear, and so there. You're not, snarled the rabbit. I'm better than you. Pooh, the bear snorted. Again I say pooh. You talk mighty big, Mr. Rabbit, that's true. But how could you prove it? Just what can you do? Thought the rabbit. Now what can I do? He thought and he thought and he finally said, Mr. Bear, do you see those two ears on my head? My ears are so keen and so sharp and so fine. No ears in the world can hear further than mine. Humph, the bear grunted. He looked at each ear. You say they are good, said the bear with a sneer. But how do I know this far? I can hear. I'll prove, said the rabbit. My ears are the best. You sit there and watch me. I'll prove it by test. Then he stiffened his ears till they both stood up high and pointed straight up at the blue of the sky. He stretched his ears open as wide as he could. Shh, I am listening, he said as he stood. He listened so hard that he started to sweat, and the fur in his ears and his forehead got wet. For 7 more minutes he stood, then he stirred, and he said to the bear, Do you know what I heard? Do you see the far mountain? It's 90 miles off. There's a far on that mountain. I just heard him cough. Now the cough of a fly, sir, is quite hard to hear when he's 90 miles off. But I heard it quite clear. So you see, bragged the rabbit, it's perfectly true that my ears are the best, so I'm better than you. The bear for a moment just sulked as he sat, for he knew that his ears couldn't hear things like that. This rabbit, he thought, made a fool out of me. I've got to prove that I'm better than he. So he said to the rabbit, You hear pretty well. You can hear 90 miles, but how far can you smell? The rays of smellers, he bragged. See my nose? This nose on my face is the finest that grows. My nose can smell anything both far and near. With my nose, I can smell twice as far as you hear. You can't, snapped the rabbit. I can, growled the bear. And he stuck his big nose way up high in the air. He wiggled that nose, and he sniffed, and he snuffed. He wiggled that nose, and he whiffed, and he wuffed. For more than 10 minutes, he snuffed and he snuffed. Then he said to the rabbit, I smell far enough. All right, said the bear. Come on now and tell me exactly how far is the smell that you smell? Oh, I'm smelling very far smell, said the bear, away past that fly on that mountain out there. I'm smelling past many great mountains beyond 600 miles more to the edge of the pond. And way out there, by the pond you can't see, is a very small farm. On the farm is a tree. On the tree is a branch. On the branch is a nest, a very small nest, where 2 tiny eggs rest. 2 hummingbird eggs only have an inch long. But my nose, said the bear, is so wonderfully strong. My nose is so good that I smell without fail. That the egg on the left is a little bit stale. And that is a thing that a rabbit can do. So you see, the bear boasted, I'm better than you. My smell is so keen that I just can't be beat. What's that? Called a voice from right down by his feet. The bear and the rabbit looked down at the sound, and they saw an old worm crawling out of the ground. Now boys, said the worm, you've both been bragging a lot. You both think you're great, but I think you're not. You don't have it now half as good as a fell like me. You hear and you smell, but how far can you see? I here to build you, big boasting eyes. Your nose and your ears aren't as good as my eyes. The little old worm caught his head to one side, and he opened his eyes, and he opened them wide. And they looked far away with a strange sort of stare, as if they were burning two holes in the air. The eyes of that worm almost popped from his head. He stared half an hour till his eyelids got red. That's enough, growled the bear. Tell the rabbit and me how far did you look, and just what did you see? Well, boys, the worm answered, that look that I took was a look that looked farther than you'll ever look. I looked across the ocean way out to Japan, for I can see farther than anyone can. There's no one on earth who has eyesight that's finer. I looked past Japan, and then I looked across China. I looked across Egypt, then took a quick glance across the two countries of Holland and France. Then I looked across England and also Brazil, but I didn't stop there. I looked much farther still. And I kept round looking and looking until I looked round the world and right back to this hill. And I saw on this hill, since my eyesight so keen, the two biggest fools that I've ever been seen. And the fools I saw were no other than you, who seemed to have nothing else better to do and sit here and argue who's better than who. The little old worm gave his head a small jerk, and he dived in his hole and went back to his work. The end. Well, I hope you like this story, and all of the others too. That's all of our stories, so this book is complete. By the way, I'm sorry about my sneezing though, so give me a big thumbs up, and I'll see you next time.